Hi guys, Vlogtober, day number 8, and that means story number 8. So let's just get right into it. 5-year-old Amethyst was so excited for Halloween. Not only did the young witch enjoy the spooky night, but this particular Halloween night was also her graduation ceremony. She had completed level 1 of her witchcraft studies and was now moving up to level 2. She was all dressed in her black and purple dress when her mother Agatha walked in. "Oh, Amethyst, you look so beautiful," Agatha said. "Thanks, Mama." "Big night tonight. Are you ready?" "I've been practicing. I'm ready." "That's my good little witch." The crows cawed. "Time to go," Agatha said. Agatha and Amethyst left their cottage. Amethyst stood in the circle of the 13 witches of her mother's coven and took a deep breath. Lilith, the coven leader, looked at Amethyst and smiled as she stepped forward. "Tonight, on the most sacred night, All Hallows Eve, we test young Amethyst on her level 1 studies of witchcraft. Test number 1, flying." Amethyst took hold of her broom and climbed onto it. Tears filled her purple eyes. Flying was her worst subject. Most of the time, she succeeded, but there were other times where she fell off her broom and hit the ground hard. Amethyst looked at her mother, who nodded approvingly, a huge smile on her face. Amethyst took a deep breath and kicked off with her feet. She flew in a straight line and then turned left and right and left and right. She came in for the landing, but stumbled ever so slightly. She was ready to cry. "Very good," Lilith said. "But I didn't land perfectly." "Most don't at this point in their studies. You will get better, I promise." Amethyst smiled. Lilith looked at Amethyst. "Now, witches often use the 4 elements to their advantage. First, you will use the element of water. You will levitate the water out of this puddle." Amethyst stood above the puddle and pulled her wand out of her belt. "Water, rise and sway. In this moment, dance and play. With all my focus, I command, lift and float just as I planned," Amethyst chanted, and the water slowly started to rise out of the puddle. Amethyst moved her wand, making the water move with it, before placing it back where it originally was. Agatha smiled at her daughter. Then Lilith summoned a candle. "Fire. Now Amethyst will light this candle with the simple incantation." Amethyst sat with her legs crossed behind the candle. Fire. What's the spell again?" "Amethyst," Lilith said, concerned. "Are you all right?" "I can't remember the spell." "She just needs a minute," Agatha said. Agatha looked at Amethyst and nodded. "By the flame's gentle glow, I call forth light to flow. With this fire, my intent I share to ignite this candle with care," Amethyst said. The candle lit and the flame flickered in the dark. "Very good," Lilith said. Then Lilith looked up at the trees. "The winds tell beautiful stories of the past. Amethyst, you must summon the wind." Amethyst smiled. She knew this spell inside out and backwards. "Whispering winds, come to me from the mountains, land, and sea. With a gust, let your voice be heard. Awaken now, O gentle bird." The wind rustled the leaves on the trees. Amethyst smiled, beaming with pride. The look on Agatha's face mirrored her daughter's. Next, Lilith handed Amethyst a flower seed. "Plants symbolize new life. Their beauty is immeasurable, but for witches, plants play a key role in our potions. Amethyst, you will grow this seed into a beautiful flower. Amethyst knelt down on the dirt ground and dug a hole. She placed the seed in the hole and covered it with the dirt. Seed of beauty, hear my plea. Grow with love wild and free. Sunshine's warmth and gentle rain. Nurture life, let bloom remain. Amethyst said. A stem grew from the dirt, and then a beautiful sunflower bloomed. Well done! A beautiful flower created by a beautiful witch. Amethyst smiled. She walked over to the table with the ingredients for the potions. Amethyst has studied many different potions, and now she will brew a calming potion. All the witches watched as Amethyst collected ingredient bottles from the table. Amethyst carried the bottles to her cauldron. She added the dragon's blood, essence of lavender, crystallized honey, and then the cauldron started to release a purple smoke as the water inside swirled with various shades of purple and red. And then she dropped a splash of spring water. She stirred, making exactly 4 full rotations. Lilith walked over to the cauldron. It looks right, but let's see whether it worked. Lilith took a spoon and took a sip of the potion. She paused for a moment. Amethyst was anxious. Agatha was anxious. All the witches were anxious. Well, Amethyst asked, nervous. Well done, Lilith said. Amethyst tried to conceal her excitement, but it was showing through. Lilith stepped back to join her fellow witches in the circle. Amethyst has completed all the tasks before her, and now she has the task of summoning her familiar. Agatha stepped out of the circle and handed Amethyst a piece of paper. Amethyst looked at the long spell written on it. You've got this, Agatha said. Thanks, Mother. Amethyst took a deep breath and looked at the paper. By moonlight's grace and starlit skies, I call to you, spirit-wise. Come to me, creature of the night. Bring your magic, bring your light. Feathers, fur, or scales that gleam, whatever you may be. By this chant I beckon thee, my faithful friend, come to me. Nothing happened. All the witches were confused. Amethyst was about to run away when a little black cat appeared beside her. It worked! Amethyst said excitedly. I can't believe it actually worked. Amethyst picked up the cat in her arms. Well, what is her name? Lilith asked. I've thought long and hard about what I would name my familiar, Amethyst said. And I finally found the perfect name. Sirs. A strong name indeed, Agatha said. Congratulations, Amethyst. You have passed level 1, and now you will begin your level 2 training. And one day you will be a full-fledged witch, like all of us here. Amethyst ran over to Agatha and gave her a hug, her mother beaming with pride. The end. So, initially this was going to be more of like a children's type story, but it kind of didn't turn out that way. But it also kind of did in a weird way. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought of the story and come back tomorrow for day 9 of Vlogtober. Bye, guys.